Italiano word of the day for today, Friday, 5 June 2026. From me, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, to you is pasticcio. Pasticcio, which translates to English as mess. And this is part 2 of 2 of a last week I did untidy kind of mess. And I expanded or kind of like applied me being a plausible reality and kind of took and made it an untidy mess. And so I said, this week I'll do like a full mess. And since it is a mess as opposed to a clean cut, some sort of structure had to remain, whether or not that's true in the actual reality, so to speak. So there we go. Before I jump into that, it's mess as in a situation mess. So mess as in sorting through evidence and expert witness testimonies as a juror for a trial, perhaps. So this is like, there's a situation and it's a mess. And last week it was an untidy type mess. All right, so, sorry, there's a pen. Here we go. I'm returning to the last week's plausible reality of me being Tanis Gillespie. It switched out my Sami Norwegian bloodlines. Could I do that, or what could a plausible reality be? So this is the mess version, and if this video is longer than 5 minutes, 5.00 minutes, in honor of the it's calendar counted day 5, June 2026 AD, but 5. If it's longer than 5.00 minutes, it's a mess situation, and I got it right. So I wrote a fair amount, so here we go. Craig Gillespie's side, same as last week. So he would be my dad, and is my dad in this plausible reality. Is it a reality? Here we go. Okay, my mom would then be my cousin, the person I live with and call my mom. Ethnic breakdown of my total for me, perhaps 1/4 Norwegian Sami through my dad's mom, 1/12 Irish through my dad's dad, 1/12 Scottish through my dad's dad, 1/12 English through my dad's dad. Mrs. Craig Gillespie side, switch out and retain consistency with any corresponding ethnicities. Corresponding ethnicities, as in like my heritage travel trip series that I have ethnicities in. So the ethnic breakdown of my total for me, perhaps 1/8 Greek through my mom's mom, 1/8 Roman through my mom's mom, 1/8 Duwamish through my mom's dad, 1/8 Lakota through my mom's dad. My totals would then be 1/4 Norwegian, Sami, 1/4 British Isles, Irish, Scottish, English, 1/4 Greco-Roman, and 1/4 Native American, Duwamish, Lakota. So then if this were true, I may keep my vocabulary Italian, as aside from English, that might be the most common thing I can offer up. This is consistent with my Wikipedia editing too. English and Italian are the only languages I've edited in. Next kind of note of this mess, or attempted mess, this would take me from 16, heritage travel trips to 7, Scotland I got correct. This is keeping Duwamish and Lakota together. If I wanted to separate them out, since I would be 1/4 Native American, doing so would take my total to 8 heritage travel trips. So Germany and Poland would be dropped. I would add Greece and then break the Native American, United States of America 1 into 2. And add an entry in playlist descriptions accordingly. Does it stay a heritage travel trip? If not my blood, heritage is cultural practices. Perhaps rework to be a way of remembering my adoptive family. So for this plausible reality, is my mama dead in this one too? Perhaps yes, and that is why Papa has not come back in person for me yet. He is afraid he did something wrong in relation to her and is afraid he might not be able to communicate with me. Perhaps a good starting point in terms of a shared story/experience is what it was like for him to hold me when I was a baby. We were both there. Does he want to share the photos/videos? Do I take after my Papa Gillespie in terms of my photos/videos style? Perhaps we could broach the topic of my Mama Gillespie by talking about if/how he helped her with natural childbirthing me. Other questions for my Papa Gillespie. Why did you choose Bergen, Norway as my birthplace? Where did we live until I was adopted? Norway? Ireland? Australia? For how long? How many citizenships do I have? How old was I when I was adopted? 3 months? None of my weddings are valid unless my Papa Gillespie is there and I am in waking mode and not under the influence of drugs/alcohol. Okay, next part of the mess. YouTube specific. Perhaps Aaron Robinson, formerly of Clever News, I used to watch Clever News, would cover my dad Craig Gillespie, big deal Hollywood director, and me, long lost daughter kind of thing, on her channel if this went public. Yeah. Next note of the mess. My low blood pressure journey. Perhaps I could test that secondhand blood pressure thing again if my blood dad, Papa Gillespie, lived with me. He may also want to have a say on my surname selection for my men. Papa Gillespie picks my Jacob Elordi, Mama Gillespie picks my Michael Jackson, and this Tanis Gillespie picked my Elvis Presley. Perhaps he could help with closure on the Mayflower Society stuff. I do not know how to remove/fix name stuffs to account for my being adopted. Perhaps he could communicate with them. Perhaps playlists, moving my dad in with me, and or getting to know my birth parents. Getting to know my parents, specify birth parents and playlist description, that kind of stuff. Another note, my position as stay-at-home daughter, if Craig Gillespie is my dad, might need clarification to be added on I lived with my adoptive parents. This would apply to my family first as well. Since I was first in family, it follows that means I was first in adoptive family. Playlist renamed to moving in with my adoptive parents in 2019. Next note, this could be a scary plausible reality if my dad, Craig Gillespie, has been spending my life thus far trying to get me back, and the people I live with, my adoptive parents, are trying to frame him as not wanting me / not caring about me. It would be nice for me to have my blood parents in my life for myself, not my adoptive family. This is bold for me to say, as the woman who I currently live with and call my mom Susan would be his first cousin and is a bit stuck in gold digger mode. Though it does not necessarily mean it will go that way. My mom called the police on me when I was living in Albany, California, in the Susan one, when I was living in Albany, California in the 2010s decade, and said I was having hallucinations. Multiple police officers even came and interrupted my workout at the YMCA and told me such. She was living in the Seattle area at the time, was not visiting when she made the call. She has since been diagnosed with dementia. Turns out the hallucinations were her own, perhaps including me being her daughter. Okay. Next note. Take this all to an extreme. More of a mess? Are we over 5.00 minutes yet? I don't film so I can see the total time, for at least for this video. Okay. Take all this to an extreme. It turns out the other Tanis, born Tanis Leonardi, is alive and someday might want to meet her blood parents. My adoptive family might like getting to know that new family member. Were they that other Tanis Leonardi on the plane flights with me when I did geology fieldwork in Hawaii in 2018? No more stalking me, if please, if so. Were they the one who flagged my "You Are Cristiano" video that resulted in my whole YouTube channel being removed on 11 September 2024? They would never say that, and since their name, like as in they would never say what I said in the video, and since their name was Tanis Leonardi, they flagged it for scams and deceptive practices. So then they might not understand that on YouTube it's possible to for more than one person to have the same channel name. So yeah. So then she wasn't born on 26 August or 26 February, or she would have flagged that stuff. If she was born 26 August 1992, then all of my guys who married a Tanis Leonardi born on 26 August 1992 on paperwork did not marry me. Perhaps that is why she flagged my stuff. She thinks I am jealous that she married Cristiano Ronaldo. Abrupt ending. I am like Michael Orr, as depicted in 2009 film The Blind Side, and that I was adopted. I am unlike him as I did not know I was being adopted / was not told I was being adopted before I was adopted. Okay. So if I'm adopted, I wasn't told / informed, didn't know. Though my dad might have told me I was born in Bergen, Norway, like if I lived with him. That would have been cool. All right. Anyway, happy note ending, time / circumstance permitting. I'm happy and proud my Papa Gillespie stayed loyal to me and did not adopt anyone in my place. My Papa Gillespie is a gift from my god Hades. I'm happy to have a dad. So, that's a plausible reality. Is it a mess? Perhaps in Italiano as pasticcio. Pasticcio.